Good morning, children. In our previous class, we read about different types of forest products, in which we read about first product, that is the best quality of wood, timber, and timber is used for making furnitures. Then we read about medicines and spices. Various types of medicinal plants are found in the forest, and those plants are amla, asugandha, and then different types of spices also we get from the forest. Then I told you gums, resins and dyes are also found in forest. Special types of leaves. These leaves are areca nut leaves, which is used to make disposable plates. And then the green gold of Odisha, that is tendu leaf, that is used for wrapping purposes, that is also found in the forest. Now today we will read about the honey. Honey you all must be knowing. Dabur honey, very tasty. You all must have eaten it. Honey is made by whom? Large beehives are found in forest and that are used for extraction of honey. Bees wax is used in cosmetics and medicines. Means bees are very useful for us. They make honey also, and then their wax is used in cosmetics and medicines. Next forest product is bamboo. This plant is used for making baskets. You all must have seen bamboo furnitures. Then baskets, boats, breezes, buckets, cloth, cooking utensils, then fishing rods, handicrafts, musical instruments, paper, furniture, toys, umbrella and walking sticks. And somewhere it is also used as food. In Do You Know You See, it is written, bamboo is a very useful plant. It is also used for making blinds, brushes, canoes, carts, charcoal, chopsticks, cooking utensils, fans, fences, means boundaries, firewood, food steamer, furniture, garden tools, hats, incense, particle board, pens, pipes, ply, roofing, scaffold, tableware and toothpicks. Now, next type of forest products, we can say that they are special products and they are sandalwood. Sandalwood is used in our worshipping, puja. Then lac. Lac is used for making bangles. Rubber. This is rubber plant you see. Rubber are these are sandalwood, that is sandalwood, lac and rubber. These are special products obtained from forest. So now we have seen that forests are very important for us because of various types of products also, and they purify the air. They bring trees of the forest, bring rainfall. Now we will see deforestation. Deforestation means what? Cutting down of trees. Afforestation means planting of more and more trees. Deforestation means cutting down of trees. If trees are useful for us, then cutting down of trees are harmful for us. Means deforestation is very harmful for us. We now know that forests are very useful for mankind. However, some of us cut down trees in an unplanned manner without thinking of anything. Why? Why do we cut our trees? Due to our own selfish interest. And this is neither right nor desirable. Human beings cut forests because of what? These are the reasons why human beings cut the forest. And the very first reason is human beings need more land. They need more land. Why? To make houses, industries and for agriculture. Then human beings need wood for construction. In construction work also wood is needed. Then human beings need some trees for a specific use which they cut without planting more of them. And you see here how this person is cutting down the trees, and here you see he has cut so many trees. Such activities are leading to a drastic reduction in the forest cover on earth. Means forests are decreasing because of deforestation, and the government has made laws according to which cutting down of trees is a punishable offense. Means if anyone has cut the tree, then he or she should get the punishment. It is a crime. When some trees need to be cut, a larger number of trees must be planted. When you cut one tree, then more trees should be planted by you. Then only our nature will be balanced. Now, what are the harmful effects of deforestation that we will see? Cutting down of trees by man is very harmful. We all have understood so far that deforestation is very harmful for all of us. Why it is harmful? Because it leads to decrease in rainfall in the surrounding areas. If trees are being cut, then we know that trees bring rainfall. If they are being cut, then decrease in rainfall. Rainfall will be less. If rainfall will be less, then crops will be less. No agricultural production will be there. Then increase in the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere that can increase global warming. We all know that we human beings breathe in oxygen gas, we breathe out carbon dioxide, and trees breathe in carbon dioxide gas. Means they absorb carbon dioxide, and if trees will be cut, then there will be an increase in the amount of carbon dioxide gas, and if carbon dioxide gas will increase in the atmosphere, then global warming will be increased, and we all know global warming is a threat to mankind. Then cutting down of trees decreases in the levels of groundwater in the nearby areas. In my previous class, I told you that roots of the trees, they absorb the water, rainwater, which increases groundwater level. But if the trees are being cut, then this level of groundwater will be decreased in the nearby areas. Then increase in soil erosion. Soil erosion means, I have told you, removal of top layer of soil by wind or water, and the roots of the trees bind the soil particles. But if the trees are not there, then soil will be loosened, and then increase in soil erosion will be there, and that can cause more frequent floods. This can result in widespread destruction. Then destruction of habitat of a number of plants and animals. We all know trees are the habitat of a number of plants and animals, and if the trees will not be there, then their living places of plants and animals will be decreasing. And you all must have heard in the news that leopard has come to the colonies or in the cities or in the villages. Why? Because we are cutting down their living places, that is forest. Then now the question comes, how to protect forest? So far now we have understood that forests are very useful for us. They helped us in various ways. So people are cutting down the trees, and that's why deforestation is very harmful for us. Now what is our responsibility? We have to protect the forest. And how we can protect the forest? For that, various types of acts have been introduced by our government. Herein, and do you know, you see, only 20% of the world's ancient forests are left. Means human beings have cut 80% of ancient forests, and that's why only 20% of world's ancient forests are left. Next is a forest of the size of a football field. You must have seen football ground. In TV also you must have seen. A forest of the size of a football field disappears every 2 seconds. Means how rapidly forests are being disappeared. After every 2 seconds, a forest of the size of a football field disappears. So, we need to conserve the forest. Now, how can we protect the forest? Throughout the world, forests are in danger. Means people are cutting the forest. Many plants and animals that live in these forests are disappearing fast. Why these are disappearing fast? Because they are living places we are cutting down. Then many people and cultures that depend on forest for their way of life are also under threat because we are cutting down the forest. And for that, the Forest Conservation Act was enacted. Means it was introduced by our Indian Parliament in which year? 1980. In which year Forest Conservation Act was enacted by Indian Parliament? In 1980. What is this Forest Conservation Act? According to its rules, the indiscriminate cutting of trees in forest is a punishable offence. Means anyone cuts the trees, then he or she can get the punishment because it is a crime. Many areas in India have been converted into national parks and wildlife sanctuaries to protect the forest cover and the animals that live in the forest. Means national parks and wildlife sanctuaries has been established to conserve the forest. National park. Now what is national park? A national park is a reserved land. That land is reserved. For what? It is usually declared and owned by the national government. Government reserves some land for national park and it is protected from most human development and pollution. Means there no pollution will be there, no human development will be there. Now, wildlife sanctuaries. What is sanctuary? A sanctuary is also a reserved area in which birds and animals are protected from hunting. No one can kill birds or animals in sanctuary. But there is a difference between national park and sanctuary. A national park differs from a sanctuary in that no human activity is allowed inside the former. Means in national park, no human activities is allowed, but in wildlife sanctuaries, limited activities are permitted. National park receive more financial support from the central government. Means our Delhi government, central government, they give money to national park. The Gir National Park in Gujarat is probably the only place in the world where the Asiatic lion is protected so that it can live in its natural surroundings. Now the question comes, why the Gir National Park in Gujarat is very famous? Because it is the only place in the world where the Asiatic lion is protected so that it can live in a natural surroundings. Here you can see the picture of Asiatic lion at Gir National Park. And here a pair of Siberian cranes at the Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary. Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary is the largest bird sanctuary of Asia and it is in Rajasthan. So that's all for today, children. And your homework is you have to write down all the do you know of this lesson number 3. That's all for today. Goodbye.